Hey, what's going on, everyone? How's everybody doing? How's your Friday night? Where's my volume at? I want to make sure it's not too loud. I don't want to scare the whole house. Oh, what am I even looking at here? I don't need this. I need to open up the other thing. You can just hide that for now. So, how's everybody's Friday evening? How's everybody doing? Chat disconnected. Please wait while I try. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is everything working? Is everybody there? Seems like you guys are there. Hey, if you guys are there and you're hearing me, say hey in the chat. Pop this out real quick. Put that in front. Put that over there. There, I think it's working now. I think everything is working the way it should. There's Kyle. He just got in. That's all right, man. Oh, hang on. Kyle. Clean up after yourself, bud. What a wreck you are. Can't take you anywhere. What am I even looking at over here? Ooh. Okay, so we got a couple things we could do tonight. There's options, and that's the great thing, is there's always options. Let me take a look at this over here. Just want to make sure things are cool. There's that one. What did I do? Yep, okay, cool. Yeah. You get it? I was feeling a bit blurry. Yeah, you were. You know, it's not a problem, man. And we all get a little bit blurry sometimes. What were we doing? We got some options. What we can do, which would be a lot of fun, is we can kind of continue what we were doing last week, where we were going over a whole bunch of different plugins, and we were talking, and we were just like checking out some of the new stuff. I've updated a bunch of my things, and now I have all of the stuff that released last week. You know, not only the stuff I bought, but the stuff that like I'm subscribed to, and can update there to here within word good. So we can go around and play with that, but another thing that we could do, hey Ken, another thing we could do is, I've been working with a buddy of mine on a track that he's trying to release, and he just sent it off to mastering. I mixed, actually I did a stem mix for him. He did most of the work. I need that to do. He did most of the work. I just needed to do like a stem mix. So we've done that. We've sent it off to the mastering engineer. But he and I were talking, maybe I master it. So maybe we take tonight to do a little bit of mastering for you guys. I'll show you what I would do. This isn't something I would normally do, because I would usually not master a track that I worked on. I would usually master something else. But given the circumstances, given given what's going on, maybe, I don't know. Maybe we could flip over to do that. But I think what we're gonna do for now, let me load this in, is we'll go back to playing with some plugins, checking out some settings, some new things, some different things. But yeah, we're gonna mess around with some stuff. Let me let this load in. Why is that doing that? You flip over. Video is spinning on and off. I just fixed it. Let me check this. That's off. That's fine. What is this? Mute now? I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that is, man. I'm gonna do a quick volume check. You guys are gonna hear this, but you're not seeing it. Okay. Just needed to get a level in here. So let's take a look at what we're doing. We can have some. Let's do a little bit more fun of what we were doing last week. We were messing around with a ton of plugins, and then you guys were throwing in a bunch of questions, seeing how, you know, just talking about whatever, you know, methods and practices and all this other stuff. There are a couple things that, I'm sorry about my neck being messed up today. I think I just twisted it wrong. Let's get that mixer up there. Oh, hang on. Where are Keycaster? That's the one I want, because you guys like seeing keyboard shortcuts. Boop. I usually put them over here. And then I know what you guys like, and I always forget. So you can watch me do it. I'm gonna make my mouse bigger. Whoop. There you go. Big mouse. Keyboard shortcuts. Cool, right? Cool. One thing I really wanted to do, what did I do? I did BX console 9000J. That's right. We were messing around with that. We were having some fun with that on our vocals. And I'm pretty sure this is that. And now what we can do is go into the virtual mix rack, which I updated. Don't beach ball me. Don't you beach ball me. There she is. And now the Slate FG2A. Big yellow pointer. I don't know about yellow. That's going to bug me. Why is it a hand? Go back to a mouse. Why are you a hand? That's fine. But here, the Slate FG2A. I'll just turn that down. Oh my. You can go 110%. I didn't even know you could do that. Oh. All right. Well, I figured out the first thing I want to do. Let's give ourselves a little bit of output. Also, quick little loop. Turn that on.
The deadbeat ideas don't mean nothing to me. Leave the water down.
Hang on, let me take that off for a little bit while we're soloed.
Sell the whole thing down. Kick out the roots from the old ground. The deadbeat ideas don't mean nothing to me. Leave the water down.
See, what doing this though, it's really driving the op amp, and so we are getting some nice saturation doing this.
Sell the whole thing down. Sell the whole thing down.
But it's really bringing in the room resonances. Like you can hear the room a lot because we're just like squishing everything, so it's all kind of the same volume. But the op amp distortion or saturation is actually kind of nice. Turn it up ever so slightly.
Sell the whole thing down. Kick out the roots from the old ground. The deadbeat.
Those breaths are right in front of you now.
Sell the whole thing down. Kick out.
So fun. You can really drive those op amps to get some nice, some nice op amp saturation. But you're gonna get all those breaths, and you can hear the room kind of ringing when he's done.
Sell the whole thing down. Kick out the roots from the old ground.
There's the edit. Like you can hear it like hard chopping out, and if we data zoom all the way up, like you can see like right there. Did everybody watch Gregor's video? I think it came out today about zooming better. All right. Learn some things, do some stuff better. Thank you, Gregor, for doing that. I forget what it was, where it's zoom to selection or zoom to loop. It was Shift S. Oh, yeah, look at that. And now I lost my spot. Oh, because I have the tiniest little selection. So that's cool. But did you guys watch? Did everybody watch that? Maybe gate before that? A gate would be too much. I would have to, because this is, I mean, we could try it. We'll even just do it right in here, gate classic. And if we throw this on.
The deadbeat.
Let's go back to the start of the loop.
Sell the whole thing down.
So the floor is going to be here. The attack's going to be fast. The release we're going to make fast as well. We're going to make it kind of harsh when it goes into it.
Sell the whole thing down. Kick out the roots.
And even harder.
Sell the whole thing down. Kick out the roots from.
He's really up there, and this was tracked with compression. The way it looks here, it looks like it was tracked with compression. So that's good, because it's basically giving us serial, or his performance was just so spot on. But
tear the whole thing down, kick up the roots from the old ground.
Okay, so we have a pretty good. Oh, here we can even put it into vocal mode. Excuse me for a second. Ooh, there it goes. Excuse me. I felt it coming too.
Tear the whole thing down, kick up the.
I gotta watch that breath.
Tear the whole thing down, kick up the roots. Tear the whole thing down, kick up the roots from the old ground.
So this is still gonna bring that breath right up close to you. What's up, Mark? Mark, you sent me an email and I replied to that email. That's right. We're working on stuff. Maybe gate before this. Okay, so we've got a gate before this. If we just take this out.
Tear the whole thing down, kick up the roots from the old ground.
And then we'll put it back in with the gate.
Tear the whole thing down, kick up the roots from the old ground.
So definitely cleans everything up, but if we throw our overly saturated LA2A or FG2A, excuse me, back in here, and we're driving this, it's 110%.
Tear the whole thing down, kick up the roots from the old ground.
It certainly helps, especially in that second line.
The old roots from.
Okay, let's not do that because that's just popping and it's probably killing you guys and it's definitely killing me.
Tear the whole thing down, kick up the roots from the old ground.
So I don't know if you guys can hear it. The room is resonating with all of this, and it's not in here. And you know what? I honestly haven't even played with it that much. But I mean, we're also. Oh, I forgot. We're doing.
Tear the whole thing.
I forgot we're doing compression here as well. So it was tracked with compression. We're doing a little bit of compression on our SSLJ.
Tear the whole thing down, kick up the roots from the old ground.
So this is too much. There's no life to it. There's no breath to it. It's just slammed and in your face. It's a really nice sounding compressor. So let's actually put it to normal human range. See, like even here, you're 110, it's already doing 1 dB of gain reduction. And who's making all that noise? That's the hum of the output of this. You guys are probably hearing that. That's like analog hum, which I'll have to take a look. I don't like that at all. That's just me though.
Tear the whole thing down, kick up the roots from the old ground. The deadbeat ideas don't mean nothing to me. Leave the wonders town.
So this is sounding pretty nice. It smooths it out. We got this compressor first, which is kind of a medium-ish, fast medium-ish release with a medium kind of attack because we don't have like the slam in here, and we're hardly doing anything. This is kind of set to like maybe 1.5 or 1.2, so like the ratio is not high at all. The threshold looks really low only because we're not really doing a lot of compression. The ratio is so low, it's not really doing anything. I mean, it is.
Tear the whole thing down.
Probably 4 or 5 dB of gain reduction on the channel itself, then followed it up here.
Tear the whole thing down, kick up the roots from the old ground.
So that sounds pretty cool. I'm okay with that. We could follow that up with another EQ.
Tear the whole thing down, kick up the roots from the old ground.
There's gonna be a little room resonance in this like lower mids. I kind of want to just like commit to something, so I'm gonna guess it's around. Here. It's like 370 or so.
Tear the whole thing down, kick up the roots from the old ground.
That's the one. That's pretty much what I don't want.
Tear the whole thing down. Kick out the roots from the old ground. The deadbeat ideas don't mean nothing to me. Leave the one horse town. Saddle up, we're getting out.
And it's now a little smacky and a little essy. But we can kind of handle that stuff all later. Let's throw the slap guy back in, and we can, let's do this. Let me find it here. There, sends. There we go. Now I'm controlling it here. So let's, no, solo.
Tear the whole thing down. Kick out the roots from the old ground. The deadbeat ideas don't mean nothing to me. Leave the one horse town. Saddle up, we're getting out. But there ain't no escape in the end. Who you gotta believe?
Okay.
Tear the whole thing down. Kick out the roots from the old ground. The deadbeat ideas don't mean nothing to me.
That's not bad. That's not a bad vocal at all.
Tear the whole thing down. Kick out the roots from the old ground. The deadbeat ideas don't mean nothing to me.
I don't think that's bad at all. It cleans it up, brings it forward. Yes, there's the volume boost, but let's do an A-B here and try and not think about the volume change.
Tear the whole thing down. Kick out the roots from the old ground. Tear the whole thing down. Kick out the roots from the old ground.
I would just follow this up with a little de-esser. Maybe even just the waves de-esser, which is going to be this guy. Mono is fine. And honestly, just the preset is usually pretty good. Male S.
Old ground. Tear the whole thing down. Kick out the roots from the old ground.
There you go. Follow it up a little de-esser.
Tear the whole thing down. Kick out the roots from the old ground. The deadbeat ideas don't mean nothing to me. Leave the one horse town. Saddle up, we're getting out.
So there you go. There we had some fun with that. Let's even fluff it up even more. I'm just having fun with these guys, the Kush, the Kush saturators. I've been having a ton of fun with these, and let's go with the A.
Tear the whole thing down. Kick out the roots from the old ground. The deadbeat ideas don't mean nothing to me. Leave the one horse town. Saddle up, we're getting out. But there ain't no escape in the end. Who you gotta believe? Tear the whole thing down.
That's pretty cool. That's not bad. Yeah, it's adding a little grit, which is nice. I'm just gonna take it out, but it was adding a little grit, which is cool. It's all to taste. It's really about having fun, listening to what you're doing. What's some other stuff? Let's see. What was some other stuff that did? Oh god, what did I do? It's late. They're fresh air. Apparently this is supposed to be really good. Everybody's been raving about this. So let's hear what this thing does.
Tear the whole thing down. Kick out the roots from the old ground.
Smooth.
The deadbeat ideas don't mean nothing to me. Leave the one horse town.
Okay. Let's take a listen to the high band.
Tear the whole thing down. Kick out the roots from the old ground. The deadbeat ideas don't mean nothing to me. Leave the one horse town.
This is, for this vocal, it's not quite working, but I like the controls. It's simple. Just turn it up. If is it what you need, yes, go for it. And then an output trim just to adjust from there.
Settle the whole thing down. Kick up the
I do like that it also has a peak and RMS meter right on here.
Settle the whole thing down. Kick up the roots from the old ground.
I think that's cool.
Settle the whole thing down. Kick up the roots from the old ground.
I do like this lower mid presence thing that it's doing. Not lower mid, air. So it's like an upper mid kind of thing. This has some nice presence to it. But for this vocal, this top end isn't really doing much for me.
Settle the whole thing down. Kick up the roots from the old ground. Settle the whole thing down.
So that's nice. It adds a little bit of extra presence, which is fun. I don't know if it suits this though.
Settle the whole thing down. Kick up the roots from the old ground. The deadbeat ideas don't mean nothing to me.
It definitely brings it forward and has that presence boost to it. This is a nice little tool to have. Hey, look at that. Clap lifter, hat lifter, mix bus polish. Ooh, we could do that. Let's go to the mix bus. Uh-oh, new sub. Hassan, thanks for the sub. Vocal air, vocal bus presence. Let's try vocal air. Yeah, see, this is kind of what I just dialed in. They're linked though. 55%, I think I was at 60 something, and it does have the top end. But for his vocal, this top end, it doesn't suit him. For me, it's like too brittle. So that's something to do, but something to do. Let's do what they said. Let's throw this on the mix bus, because why not, right? We're here, we may as well. All this stuff is off, but that's cool. Oh, I do want to play with this stuff. I didn't get into these things last week. My buddies over at Joey Sturgis Tones had an awesome sale, and I got a bunch of stuff from them. Now, don't let this fool you. You can see like it's stacked up. I got to go down to the plugin manager and take out some of these audio units, which actually I'll do it with you guys. Let's go. View, plugin manager. I just want to see the audio units, and let's just do deselect all, only audio units from Joey. Where's Joey? All right, audio units, go away. Because for you, I'm just gonna use the VSTs. Oh, tone, yeah, no, Tone Forge can go away. That's the guitar amp sim for like really heavy stuff, which maybe we can have some fun. Maybe we'll do some stuff over there. Who knows? Why am I so dry today? Ready? There it goes. So there's that. And here's how you, like, if you have doubled up plugins, you can just do this. You go into the plugin manager, you find the ones you want, get rid of the white dots, and you don't have to worry about it anymore. And those are the only ones I'm going to worry about for now. Let's just reset, and then it's going to show me everybody. And yep. Okay, cool. So, what were we going to do? We were going to do fresh air. Oh, I didn't do that from Slate. Lots of cymbal wash with this one. So it's definitely adding just like some presence up in the upper mids. Let's do like just some air. This sounds like it's giving us a nice big spike at like 16 or 17. I kind of want to do this. I kind of want to take a look at what's going on. And I know if I do this, I have to move them around real quick. So we can do this and put this above my head, or underneath my head. Let's put it down. I forgot, I'm up on top on these videos. Oh my goodness, what's going on? All right, we're just gonna bypass this thing And let's make sure that this is going kind of slow. Or not that. It'll go slow enough. So this is on the mix bus. We're just going to take a look at the balance. So that's our general looking thing. Now let's watch what happens when we do the high. I have a feeling it's just going to take everything from like 10K up, including like 16K, and just straight out. Ricardo's here. What's going on? Let's mess with it a bit. Found it helpful. Nice. Ricardo, hey there. Hey, Tim. What's going on? I'm already here. What are you doing today, Tim? We're having fun. We're messing around and we're having fun. But we're playing with some more plugins, and maybe in a bit we'll do a sudo master for a buddy of mine. See what we can do. Do you remove all AU plugins from all companies? Or no, I don't remove all of them, because some of them they only come, so like these guys from Kush, they come as audio units and they come as VST2. So I don't get rid of all of them. I look at what is available from that vendor and I pick and choose which ones I want to keep. So let's put FabFilter back over here. Because I know that Kush only gave like a couple of like the audio units and the VSTs. The audio units are going to be like, that's what works for my system. Is I start with the VST3s. If those don't work, I try and change it, because maybe it's something about the VST container, and I put it to audio units. And if it's not audio units, then I go to VST2. So I don't get rid of everything, but if the VST3 is available, I start with that one, and I don't delete any of the other ones. I just hide them. Okay, we're gonna mess with high air, and we're gonna watch what happens on the spectrum. Like, that's what I was hearing, was that 8K that's just like taken off here. So this high shelf is working even lower than before. And let's see what the mid is doing. It's like around 4K or so. So if we like just take this out, but we solo some stuff out, like let's just put a band in. It was like 4.2, give or take. And this is a wide band, but this is exactly like I thought it was going to be. It was the presence band and the super top end. And I mean, it's fresh air. It's an air plugin. It's supposed to be adding the top end. It makes sense. Just kind of shows you what can happen when you do this for a while and you kind of study your frequencies a bit. Like, you can start hearing it and pinpointing it in. As you practice, you'll be able to hear stuff and be like, oh, that's this kind of frequency. So let's do mix bus sparkle. We'll do it before and after. Here's before. We'll take this guy out of here. We don't need him anymore. Definitely adding a lot of top ends, maybe a little bit of harshness because of the high band for me. Just adding the presence here, but I would probably take care of this stuff with something like a Pultec. Let me just go with the standard things of a Pultec on the mix bus, and it doesn't matter that it's after the fab filter. Real wide, and then just do like 8 or 10K. And I'm not gonna do the low band right now, but that sounds way smoother to me. I'd rather go with the Pultec. I can push this a lot harder too. This is something that, just I would do. You know, don't get me wrong, the Fresh Air is nice. It's a cool little plugin if you need to add some, like, you know, upper mid fresh air, like a presence push right in front of you. Yeah, it's a great little plugin, especially it was free. You can't beat that. Remark, gotcha. I see so many types sometimes, and I'm not sure where to go. Yeah, it's really just kind of like figuring out what works with your system. And you know, if you, like I said, VST3 definitely works for my system, so that's my priority. I put that one first, and if that's not working, then I'll dump that one and go to the AU. I install all of them. The only ones I don't install are for things for like other, or really it's just like the AAX plugins. Because AAX plugins are for Pro Tools, so if you're doing multiple DAWs and you do have Pro Tools, of course install your AAX. But even still, if I keep all of my installers for all of my plugins, and as it is anyway. So if I ever have a problem with, like, if I only install a VST3 and it's giving me a problem, then I can go back to the installer and just put in the audio units from there, and then try that one and build up and build up. Ken, do you ever use Mag for Air? Yes, I love the Mag. Let's do that. Let's go right back to it. That the Mag. I have the one from Plugin Alliance, and it's great. Oh, I have the EQ2 now, and I have the Magnum K, but we'll go with the EQ4 because this is my favorite, and it's the Airbands. It's this one right here. Secret sauce, 40K. It's set to 40,000 hertz, way outside human hearing. But you can hear it's such a smooth curve into just the normal high ends that we can hear. And you can see how hard I'm driving this. Now this mix bus is also really low. There's no processing or anything going on over here to kind of give it a little extra boost. But 40K, I mean... Also, there is something I want to handle real quick. My drum bus, I really have no plugins going on in this session, so it is relatively raw, but that was like the idea that we did it last week. So let's do this. I'm gonna go with Joel Wannisek drums, and let's just play with this. This is another one from Joey Sturgis Tones. This is the Joel Wannisek the bus glue stuff. Let's see, standard pumping. Let's see. This is it's basically they're different limiters, but there's also some stuff happening underneath the hood. So this is the drum one, and they're going to be doing some different stuff for drums. So let's just solo this out. It's taming the snare drum. It's definitely taming that snare drum a bit. I would probably add samples in with this as well, but we're just trying to do stuff real quick, and I'm trying to balance the overall mix. Because we saw the Mag before when we were doing this. It's just peaking out with those snares because of the boost. We can do this too. Let's do the mix bus before the Mag EQ. We can kind of do a little extra. No small time. No small time, of course. And this is different transformers, so we can just do some different kind of like saturation. This almost work. This is kind of based on like the Shadow Hills compressor. iron's kind of nice for this. Let's go to there. Okay, and then we're still going into our mag. You can see it's still just the snare drum that's peaking. Bobby's here. What's going on, Bobby? Bobby Booth hanging out. We're having fun. We're playing with stuff. And that's really what we're doing today. Is we're just having fun and doing things. The cool thing about the mag EQ is you can also just do this 2.5 shelf. Let's take the air all the way out, and then we'll mess with this. And this has a very nice top end. Even just like half a dB, that one click. The cymbals just kind of come alive. They come up over you. The mag EQ is great. Half a dB click at this 2.5K shelf, all the way up from there. And you heard me taking it in and out. Here's out. Everything just lifts up when you engage this. Then you combine this with your 40K air. It's very nice. That's not what I meant to click at all. It's not. You don't need to see that. This one you can see. Those are off. I'm just confirming. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. I do want to oh, yep. I got Dan's thing going on over here. That's good. So what else do we have? I have my vocal bus, so we can do bus glue. And you know what? Let's just check out his vocals as well. Oh, that's the other one. JW vocals. It's a tone aggro. So we're just gonna solo out the entire vocal bus.
Tell the whole thing down.
Saturation.
Tell the whole thing down. Kick up the roots from the.
Actually, aggro is compression, and tone was a little bit more saturation. So that is George T. What's going on, man? And then.
Tell the whole thing down. Kick up the roots from the old ground. The deadbeat ideas don't mean nothing to me. Leave the one horse town. Saddle up, we're getting out. Don't believe no escape in the end, you're gonna believe. Cogs in the harvest shoes, tell the whole thing down. Kick up the roots from the old ground. The deadbeat ideas don't mean nothing to me. Leave the one horse town. Saddle up, we're getting out.
Brings it more forward. Definitely has an in-your-face kind of feel with this.
Tell the whole thing down. Kick up the roots from the old ground.
Helps it bring it out from the speakers. It's real nice. It's real nice. I haven't messed with his stuff too much. We're not. Chug Slayer. That's great.
Tell the whole thing down. Kick up the roots from the old ground. The deadbeat ideas don't mean nothing to me. Leave the one horse town. Saddle up, we're getting out. Don't believe no escape in the end, you're gonna believe.
It's real nice. That's real quick and easy things. Now, oops, undo that. We don't need that then at all. Again, we're just messing around with some of this stuff. I'm catching up with you guys. George here. Appreciate your input. appreciate your input. Let's come back to you guys so I can talk to you for a few minutes. What is your favorite genre to mix? I like mixing all kinds of stuff. The thing I work with the most is like rock and metal. That's definitely like what I work with the most. I'm doing a fair amount of like pop recently, which has been nice. Like I said, I'm working with I don't know if I said this today, but I'm working with my buddy on some like electro funk dance stuff, which has been fun to work with. He's also an audio engineer as well, but he knows that you should separate yourself and you should get outside ears to do things, so he's been having me mix his stuff. But his stuff, when it gets to me, is like very close to done already. Actually, I'll just open it up, because why not? Let's go to the start page. Let's just save this because we're having fun anyway. I can show you. Let me go to. I'm not gonna show you the. Yeah, we can go to the backup. That's fine. I'm gonna show you like how it came to me. And I'm gonna take all my stuff off. Like his mixes. I'm just gonna. I'm just gonna send to you guys. I think that's usually the. Let me know if you're hearing this. Oh, that's a little. I think I have to do this. This is gonna be pretty low to you guys, so I can actually adjust this up to probably there. That's also, looks like it's really low. This might still be a little low. I can juice it to you guys, but I think this is gonna be pretty good. But like, this is how he sends it to me. You know, we'll get into it in a second. Let me continue to catch up with you guys. But my favorites are definitely like rock and metal. That's kind of my thing. Prog rock, like screamo, all that stuff. Like that's definitely me. Like some of my favorite bands, like Coheed and Cambria, Circa Survive, Thrice is awesome. So things like that. Heavier. I do a lot of hardcore work. Lots of stuff. Oh, Bobby said something, but he didn't want to share it. That's fine. I understand, Bobby. Did update to 5.1 remove the ability to right-click the clef in score view and turn it into the grand staff? It shouldn't have. Let's make a new session right now and double check that. We're gonna call this George T. Clef. And we're gonna drop an instrument on real quick. That shouldn't be it at all. I'm gonna just drop presence in. Doesn't matter what sound. Are you even working? This thing might not even be working right now. Oh, you pull open a sound. Let's just do the symphonic orchestra. Or strings, whatever. Yeah, that bass section. Alright, while that's loading. Blades is here. What's up, Blades? From Georgia. What's up, dude? Late to the stream. Watched your Black Friday stream. Thanks. After the fact. It was good, but it was long. Got the CLA Echosphere. Yes, it's a ton of fun. The thing is, as well updated to the Epic option. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, Blades. Thanks for coming and hanging out. I didn't get the Epic. Not yet. I probably will. It definitely looks like fun. There it goes. Now it's loading. And of course, I'm going to pull open a different preset. But we're taking a look at the score editor because 5.1 shouldn't have given you a problem of changing to the score editor. Okay, there's that. I need to do this real quick and add a bus. I'm gonna call this mix, and we have to send to you guys so you can actually hear it. So there, you're going to there. That goes to my output, and just honestly, Okay, we're getting it. So let's drop something in. Edit. Score view. All right, so we're looking at the score view. We can get that out of there. So, grand staff. Let's see. Grand staff. Oh, I think you have to... Now that would be weird. Fill with rests. No, I want that. Where is symbols track staff type standard grand staff? Oh, but I wonder if that is keyboard shortcut. No. Oh my goodness, George, you might be right. George, you might be onto something. I had to go to track and staff type. So let's go back to the keyboard shortcut staff. Switch staff. But that shouldn't be a thing. Let's go to where is let's see. That is so weird. Oh, I'm working with the bass. No wonder none of these are going. It's telling me that you can't do that. I watched your other video and couldn't replicate the right click. Yeah. That's so weird. Let me make sure. Wow, that is certainly... Oh. But you know what's really funny? Oh, you guys, I'm sorry. You guys weren't looking at it like this. I am sorry. I'll jump back over to that in a second so you can see exactly what I did. But you know, I released that video and then like 2 days later, they sent out the update to 5.1 and a whole bunch of other stuff happened. So that's so interesting. I had to come over here when we're looking at the notation, and usually it like defaults to symbols. I switched to track and do it grand staff. There's drum set, single line. Who does that? I'm sure people do that, but what is all that? All you. That is so weird. George, if I were you, I would go over to the forums and be like, yo, put right click back in. Because that seems silly. That seems like so many extra steps. It really... Oh, what am I doing? Don't install. Get out of here. That's the wrong button. That is interesting. That is so very interesting. Let's see. LJ's here. Dropped you a text. What's up, BA? LJ, drop me. Yes, LJ, I saw your email. I have to download your things and take a look at it. Here, what type of work did you do on Paramore? Oh, yeah, when I worked with Paramore. I was the assistant engineer for the Riot album. So from start to finish, I was there for the whole process. And, you know, I did everything that a regular engineer would do. You know, helped set up the microphones, helped set up the control room. I didn't do too much of the mixing stuff because the other engineers and Dave Bendeth took care of that, like Dan Corniff and Dave Bendeth took care of like the mixing of everything. But you know, occasionally ran the Cubase session, or what were we using then? I think it was Nuendo that we were using back then. So yeah, I was there for the whole process. It was great. The entire Riot album, start to finish, even before they even came in. Yeah, I watched your other video and couldn't replicate the right click to grand staff. I know, cool. It's newbie to this realm. Welcome to the world of audio. I'm just happy I wasn't losing my mind. George, I didn't say you weren't losing your mind. I'm just saying you're right. This seems wrong. It seems different. But again, like I probably have to do an updated video about the notation editor to... that stuff. That's weird. Oh man, this thing's getting worse and worse. It's time to replace it. Okay, so that was that. Let's switch back over. What were we doing? Oh, I was talking about my buddy song. So this is how, something I've been working on. This is how he sent it to me. I just turned all of this stuff off. Going to you guys. But he's an audio engineer as well. So like the tracks coming in already sounded pretty good. So I really didn't have to do a lot of things. Like you can see all of my faders, minus a couple changes, they're at 0. And the final mix, I think the only thing that I did was this was at -2, and this was at -1.5. Oops, not 10.5, -1.5. So the kicks and the claps were like a little too forward. We dropped those down a little bit. I was messing around with Vitamin. I don't know if I actually used that. Some parallel compression for the kick to give it some extra pump and some extra thump was nice. Little top ends on these drums. So yeah, this song was a lot of fun. I got it from him. I didn't do too much. This isn't the final mix. I can pull that open real quick. That'll be fine. So the final mix actually went out today, and you'll see that you'll see it crashed. Yep, looks like it crashed. So while that's thinking about doing a thing, I'll just talk to you guys. That sometimes mixing is knowing that you don't have to do things. You don't have to throw an EQ and compressor onto absolutely everything. Sometimes it's just really take the fader, put it down a little. Like, it doesn't have to be all this stuff. Yeah, Studio One crashed on me. I think I had too much going on. My computer was like, please no, please no. I'll just show you guys the full mix real quick. And how it's like, there's not a lot going on at all. Oh no, yeah. Needs more cowbell. Actually, it was one of the things that the mastering engineer that we sent it to, he was saying that there was actually too much crash cymbal, but the crash cymbal is baked into the live drums, so I actually had to do some dynamic EQ on it to get it out. No, cancel that. Cancel that one. That's the wrong one. That one. So I actually sent this final mix out earlier today, and I'm just gonna give you like a little preview of what I did, because it has a purpose for its release, so I don't want to put too much out there. I'm just going to give you a couple seconds here and there, show you some of the things I did. All right, everybody's back to normal. This will be really cool for you guys. This is one of the things that I did. I'm going to solo this real quick. This is the main synthesizer track right here. And I'm just going to move down here towards the end so you can hear what it's doing. I have to make a send to you guys. Let me do that real quick. So it's just a little clavinet. It's gonna be it's really low. But if I go back earlier in the song, and I'll leave all this stuff on and I'll explain it. Yes. I know. It's like super quiet. Again, the tracks came in and they actually were really low. I may not even be able to show you. Why is it panned all the way to the side like that though? That's so weird. There it is. Huh, that was odd. Okay, so now you guys are hearing that coming out of the right side. So you're a pro, and now I know that I'm a noob. Yes, Bobby, that's exactly what I'm saying. Thank you for picking up on the subtleties. So I want to show you guys what I did. This is a baked stereo track. Let me turn the automation off so you can see it. So everything that's happening just this little clavinet, and it's on the right hand side. One of the notes that he sent to me, the artist, my friend, and the mastering engineer, was that, because once I send a mix to a mastering engineer, I always tell them, like, hey, if you need some revisions, let me know. Those are always on the house. The mastering engineer says, hey, just fix this stuff real quick. That's on me. Sure, yes. I trust them. These were standing out too much in the mix, and I'll just give you the whole mix real quick.
Electric sounds, electric vibes.
So those are kind of the only thing happening right there. There's a little percussion stuff. There's some vocal chops here and there, but there's really not a lot going on. So this clavinet, and we can just take mix tool off.
Electric sounds, electric vibes.
It's the only thing going on, and it's really kind of like hitting out. So this is the cool thing about Studio One. This is baked into a stereo track. I keep saying that. I went in and I threw a splitter in. And then after the splitter in channel split mode, I could have done two things. I could have just lowered the output, but I chose not to. And I just threw an instance of mix tool on. Oh, this is why I did it. Now that I'm looking at it, I used mix tool and I bumped it down 4 dB.
Electric sounds, electric vibes.
Just to suck that clavinet back a little bit more. And I used mix tool because I automated it. So that later in the song, and let's go back to showing you the automation. That's not what I meant to do. That was the wrong one. It was just for this intro part, and then later in the song over here, where it's it's a different sound. It's not affecting the stereo balance. I haven't changed anything like that, but the thing that was baked in earlier has just a little bit of a dip. And I didn't want to affect the little bits that were going on the right side, or excuse me, the left side. I just wanted to affect the right. So let's go back a little bit more. So now that balance between these two is much closer. And then later on in the song, this little guitar lick is now, this is all baked in. So you have to be able to go in and make these choices of balancing these things. And that was one of the great things, is I put a splitter in and mix tool on just the right side to duck it out, automated it so that later in the song, it's all still full volume, the stereo image is all there. And then I think at the end of the song, we just did volume automation for the same kind of part at the end of the song. Just because so not a lot going on in this whole mix. This is everything. You can see all of my faders, minus a few here and there, are slapped at 0. This is low in volume. I'll admit it's a low volume track. So if we go out, get this thing out, let's do. I'm really just trying to look at my data. My data is like halfway up. If I take this all the way out and zoom out and go through all these are how the tracks came into me. They came in at like a really low level. If you just increase the data so you can actually see what's going on, it's all valid information. It's just low. That's why I have it like kind of cranked to you guys as well. But these are some of the things that we did. Let me catch up with you guys a little bit. Let's see. Who needs more cowboy? Amazing records, well done. Thank you, Mark. That is my buddy. He goes by the artist name Aging Young Rebel. So check him out on Spotify. He's awesome. He does some really cool like electro funk dance stuff like this. So Bobby goes, so you're a pro. Now I know that I'm a noob. We've said that before. Yes, I think I'm right. Main, then vocal again, then beat. I think I'm right. Main, then vocal again, then beat. Hang on, I'm gonna scroll up to see if I missed something. Oh, did you send me? I have to check your message. I'll double check, man. That's because you can't automate the level on the split tool. That's exactly what it is. I needed to automate the volume change on just the right side, so that's why we use mix tool instead of just the little slider. Blade splitter is awesome. A huge difference coming from Cakewalk and Sonar. Rarely get to use it, but great to know it's there. Yeah. And I was really thinking about this. Like, it was a baked-in Clav track on this synth things. And this, like, you know, originally when you reached out to me, he's like, I just want you to mix the stems. And so this is everything that he gave me. It was, you know, 4 drums, which was a clap, the drum effects, kick, and like I said, these are like the live drums here. So it may be recorded, and they did the chops and everything. And then there's a couple, forget exactly where some of them, here's like a big crash hit here. So actually one of the notes that we got from the mastering engineer was that crash. It was a bit too harsh in the just in general volume than like in some of the upper mid range, so I used some fab filter, and these are dynamic EQs that just when this crash hits do they really do anything. So if I come back here, it's doing a little bit on that snare drum, but that's cool. But watch what it does when the crash hits. And that's doing maybe, this one is what? Maybe down to 5 dB of reduction, but it's just on that frequency band, and it kind of cleaned things up a lot. So that was really nice. All right. I think that's all I'm going to show you from this one. Okay, so let's close this song. Let's close this song, and I'll talk to you guys. I'm not going to save my changes. I'm going to open up something else. No, we'll just go back to the song we were messing around with. Okay, so let's see. LJ, if I record loud vocals, can I pan them down with the fader if I want to after? Yeah, that's what the faders are for. Yes, absolutely. You know, don't, if you record loud vocals, yes. Easier to turn things louder later than it is to try and pull something back after the fact. Like, that's why when you're tracking, you should err to the side of caution and, you know, not record too hot. One, you don't want to get any digital clipping, and two, you can, it's easy these days to turn things up later, whether it be through, you know, just like clip gain. You can just kind of turn things up from there. The makeup gain from a compressor. There's a million ways to like make things louder without like destroying it. But if you record too loud, and let's say you clip your converter on the way in, you can't fix that. You have to redo it. So I would err to the side of caution of recording a little bit softer, because then you can just, you know, if you want your vocal louder and you think it's like maxed out, just turn everything else down. It's the same exact thing. If we're talking strictly faders and you're like, man, I want more vocal, let me push this fader up for my vocal, it's at plus 10 already and I still feel like it's not there. Well, put that back to 0 and go to your beat or your music bus or whatever it is, it doesn't matter, and take that and start bringing it down so that your vocal is then able to blend in more with it sitting at its 0, and then you're just taking the beat down to find a place where it balances in. So instead of pushing things on top and making things louder and louder and louder and louder and thinking that louder is better, take them things out. If you take things out and bring things down, it'll sit better and you'll learn better of how it's affecting everything else. Don't let volume make you think that something is better, though. So, would it have been easier to split the stereo to 2 monos to do what you had to do and then bounce them to a stereo track? No. I'm gonna say no. Because immediately when I got the note of this thing is too loud, I was like, okay, cool. This is volume automation. That is all I want to do. And then I looked at it and it was a baked stereo track. I was like, okay, I just need to affect this side. I don't need to, that's like too many steps to split, make the change, rebounce, find all that. This was throw a plug-in on and a splitter, and literally like I just selected the area, dropped it down, knocked it out. I feel like doing it this way worked faster for me because I was kind of on a time crunch too. Not that your method is wrong. I don't disagree. That's a great way to do it. This one worked for me. I needed to do something quick and I was like, I'll split it. I'll just duck the one side and then automate it. There's no wrong thing about automation. Okay, thanks. Why do people pan left and right? To push things out to the stereo field. If everything was slammed up the center, everything would be on top of one another. So here, let's do a quick example. We'll go into here. This is the same song we were working on or listening to before, which is also much louder. It's louder for me. It's not louder for you guys. Might be a little bit louder. So we're gonna really simplify things to show why you would pan left and right. I'm gonna grab my cymbals, my snare, my kicks. There. I'm gonna grab my bass. I'm gonna grab my guitars, and I'm gonna grab my vocals. But I'm just gonna grab. Let me take these ones out because I just want the ones up the center. I mean, honestly, we could just take the whole thing. Alright, yeah, we're gonna do the whole shebanger. I'm doing this the total wrong way. I'm not really. I think these are stereo tracks. They are stereo tracks. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna leave those ones out. I'm gonna leave those stereo tracks out. Watch this. I'm gonna take these two rhythm guitars that were kind of pushed out like this. And now that I'm noticing, they're also stereo guitars. No, they're split. Or they're duplicated or something. They're the exact same thing, because... they sound a little different here. So, let's just listen to the vocal and the guitars. You're going to hear the guitars are left and right, and the vocal's going to be right up the middle. So having the guitars pushed out to the left and right has made the room in the center for that vocal to kind of live on its own. Yes, the frequencies are kind of all in the same area, but if I go like this and I put these guitars back center, it's all pushing right here, and actually, like, I can feel and hear that it's actually like smushing everything, and it's all coming up the center, and it's like you can't hear it as well. So here it is, all kind of like smushed together, mono. And then now, LJ, you're asking this because I know you're talking about vocals. When we're doing vocals, now take a listen. I'm going to bring this vocal in, which is a stereo vocal, and listen to what it does with just... I'm going to throw... what is it? Which one is the one? Is it binaural? Yeah, here. So, now we're just going to listen to only vocals. So I have my lead vocal up the center. Okay, we heard that. Take that out. Stereo vocals. Not you. So these are stereo doubles. When we put them together,
Tear the whole thing down. Kick up the roots from the old ground.
Oh, because this one is still slow. Ah, get back over there. Oh my goodness. There. All right, so.
Tear the whole thing down. Kick up the roots from the old ground.
So when you have this stereo unison double in, it does make these vocals wider. It pushes them out. The lead vocal is still up the center, but there's a little bit more coming out from the side speakers, and it makes it sound like it's all getting wrapped around. But if we take these stereo vocals, and actually we'll just kind of force a mono.
Tear the whole thing down. Kick up the roots from the old ground. Tear the whole thing down. Kick up the roots from the old ground. Tear the whole thing down. Kick up the roots from the old ground.
It's now all here, and really these backgrounds or doubles, they get totally lost. You can't hear them. They're too buried, and if I do a ton of work to try and make them sound different, they may just clash with my lead vocals. But when they're stereo and pushed out of the way,
tear the whole thing down. Kick up the roots from the old ground.
it doesn't matter that it's the same thing and the same note all the way through, because now it's tracked out of the way of the lead vocal, and you want that lead vocal to be right up front, because this is what everybody's singing. This is, you know, when you're driving down in your car, everybody's singing the lead vocal, and you want that to be the forefront of the song for most songs. Let me catch up with you guys again, because I see things going. So LJ, I hope that answers your question. Bobby, you could do that and just put them into a stereo bus. No need to bounce. Yeah, you could also put it into a stereo bus. Absolutely. Any plans or willingness to review, critique mixes your subscribers may have done? Absolutely, George. You can do one of a few different things for me to listen to stuff. You can send me an email, and I just put my email in the chat. You can just send it there. Or I do have a Discord. Which, do I have Discord open? I don't. I have a Discord, and there's a channel in there for mixed critiques. I'll have to find it. I think there actually might be a link in the video description for the Discord. I can't remember if there is. But otherwise, I mean, the easy thing is just shoot me an email, man. And absolutely, I'll take a listen. Doesn't have to sense to put the same signal in two channels and send one left and one to the right, or cannot be useful in some way. Or were you talking for the synth thing that we were doing earlier, Ricardo? Because if you were, yeah, where's all this stuff? I'm trying to just put this back to some sense of normal. I guess really I could have done this. Let me get rid of all these. Oops, wrong button. Binaural. Could have done this too. I could have just thrown it on the mix bus. It just explodes and it wraps the music around and gets stuff out of the way of other stuff. Should be ready. Here goes the thing, is some people don't care, some people do. Being mono compatible is, you know, knowing that when you listen in mono that you can still kind of hear everything and the balance is okay, and then when you put it back into stereo it just like sweeps around you. Another thing about panning things left and right. For your lead vocals though, LJ, right up the center. Right up the center. Mika! What's up, Mika? Do you find that the compression on that drum track is killing the tone of the snare? It snaps, then the snare body tone is compressed away. Slower attack? Certainly, maybe. I don't know if you were here earlier, Mika. What I would do, actually, to keep things kind of consistent is I would throw a sample in with this snare, just to kind of keep that tone pretty close to the same. Let's see, I can come in here, and I can come in here. Normalize is fine. Let's put some of this on. That's kind of close to his snare. Snare, snare. He's got it's a very tight snare, but I want to find something. You can also hear his playing is kind of inconsistent. When he's doing this big snare hit, he's hitting right in the center, but when he's doing the rest of the pattern, he's definitely not in center. Because I'm hardly doing anything. His playing was kind of inconsistent. Yes, that's what I would do too. Yeah, his playing is inconsistent. He's really killing that. So sometimes you need to help a little. So smack actually isn't bad. And then we can go here, and we can just like. Just adjust for that, which would be like this. Now you have consistent hits. And that's one way to do it. And actually, I'm doing a little compression on the snare itself with, let's do something like an 1176. Yeah, an LN would kind of help a bit too. That kind of evens out the playing a little bit. Compression makes the snare sound like a box. Much better. Time aligning wouldn't hurt to get the phase right. Yeah, thankfully trigger's pretty good, and thankfully, thankfully, you can flip the phase on it. Let's go back to that 1176. We'll just turn that off real quick. If I flip it here, it's pretty good. I had it down in the mix. So. There's a little bit of that low end kick that we needed. So yeah, just messing around. So, but yeah, I mean, Mika, you can see there's not a lot going in this session at all. But I purposely did that because we were messing around with plugins. Plugins are cool. I did it. You guys didn't tell me. I wasn't showing you. Trigger 2. This is what I was using. Open up. Flip the phase, and I tuned it up a bit just to line it up with the sound of his snare drum. And then 1176, I pushed it kind of hard. Let me get it away from my face. So here we go. And it's pushing harder now because I have the sample in. And and it's blended in. But yeah, that's what we did. I pushed that kick up a little bit more so we can get some of that. Yeah. So this is just a fader balance minus a few things that we've been doing tonight, and we did a little bit last week. We brought those guitars up because without this, just squeezed them a bit, brought them a little bit more forward. They're still out to the side, which is still nice. George, can you make S1 larger when you're working on it, please? I can do some. I'm gonna guess. You might be watching on a phone. That's my guess. Just guessing. So yeah, it is gonna compress way down, especially when I do this one and talk to you guys. Like, you can't see that at all, and I know that. That's why you gotta tell me. I gotta flip back to here so you can see at least a little something. And also, I can do stuff like this for you guys. Look at my mouse. Snare tone is important for me. Of course, absolutely it is. Snap is good, but tone is paramount. Yes, at 100%. All right, I think if you guys have any questions, go ahead and throw them into the chat. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I should show you. I showed you using the splitter and doing some automation today. What else did we go over? That can go away. I don't need that anymore. We were messing around with plugins. We were having fun. What else did we do? Talked about adding air onto a song. No, all good now. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what it was. I'm sorry. Sorry, sometimes I forget. We did I'm trying to think if there was any other plugins that I got to kind of show off like they're brand new. No, those are definitely not new. Those are old. That's parallel stuff. That's some of that things. Just trying to think. I think that's kind of it. Unless you guys have some stuff. Do you EQ your reverb? Yeah. Oh yeah, all the time. Look at these are my effects return buses over here, and here's my reverbs, and I actually EQ into the reverb. So I do. This is essentially. It's not on right now just because I turned most of this stuff off. But this is basically doing the what do they call it? The Abbey Road trick, where you EQ into the reverb, and that's actually something I suggest is EQing into your reverb so it doesn't resonate as much, and then you can throw another one after if you want to add some extra sparkle or something. But a lot of the EQs these days, like if I go to Verb Suite, they have an EQ built in so you can EQ after the fact and sparkle in. What plugins are you going to use for your mastering? G Series, like my mix bus, or if I was going to do a master, because I do love the SSL comp. That is certainly one of my favorites. And this is still just the Waves one. Waves one, there it is. The old boy. But it's oldie, but it's goldie. I do still, I also use the VB bus compressor. It's from Slate. Why is it not coming up? You know which ones I'm talking about. VBC. The VBC rack. I kind of throw up. So every once in a while, I like the red is really good because it's got the drive, so it adds some extra little saturation, which is nice. We can do some like quick mix bus stuff. Because, we'll turn this off. Even this adds a little top ends. Just these two compressors just kind of squeezing everything else has added a little bit of shine, which is nice. So that's certainly one way to do it. Shadow Hills is certainly another nice one. Do you ever try the Plug-in Alliance SSL consoles and compare them to Waves? I haven't done it yet. Well, I lied. I have done it. I've done it with the Waves SSL channel and the E channel from Plug-in Alliance. Let's get this guy out of here. I just got a bunch of stuff from Plug-in Alliance, so I now have like the 9000J and I have the 9000. What's the other? The 4000. The 4000G. I have that as well now too. So I have used E. I have used the J a little bit in this one. I've used the Waves SSL channel. They're all... So the Waves one is good. It's been around for a long time. So it's the same channel, but that's why I kind of like these newer ones, is I can go in, and because of TMT from Plug-in Alliance, like all these channels sound a little bit different. I also have like the Slate stuff. You know, you can go in to any one of these and boom, there you go. I have an SSL EQ right in my rack here. It's not the SSL compressor, which is on all the channels as well, but there's another EQ, and his curves are different from the Brainworks ones. And obviously it's going to be different from the G channel. Let's see, I think it's... Do they have it AMS? No, that's UAD. What does Plug-in Alliance call their Neve channels? I know they have the Lindell 80 bus channel. So yeah, this is basically like the Neve channel from Plug-in Alliance. I think they have another one. I really have to study the Plug-in Alliance stuff a bit more. And also, ooh, I have that better maker. What is it? The Alicia, the Lindell, the bus. I'm putting it on the wrong one. Oh, so this just gives you like a little mixed bus saturation, which is cool. Yeah, there's THD. Yeah, makes sense. So you could do that on, like, you know, your vocal buses or your guitar buses or stuff like that. Yeah, so I do need to do like a bit of a shootout. They are fun plugins. I mean, my drum go-to sounds are SSL channels. So, I mean, even if we just like... Let me turn that off real quick and get rid of it, actually. Let's do a quick comparison. We're going to put SSL E on these guys. Semi snare. Actually, let's just put that on channel 2. Just so we can hear some variances. And this will be 3 and 4. Right? So we're all there. We're all together. We're also going to do the SSL G. We can do the same thing. We're not even going to change anything. That one. We're not even going to change anything. We're just going to listen to what the saturation of the consoles will do to these channels real quick. SSL J. So I want my kick. I want my snare. And I want my overheads. Okay. So, without doing anything, we're just going to listen to our drums. I'll even turn off this drum bus stuff. Not you. You know what I didn't do? Throw the Waves ones on. Let me do this real quick. Channel mono, and then you get SSL channel stereo. Okay, so beep, beep. no EQ, no compression, no nothing, right? You guys saw me, I put them all on as stock. So let's listen to just fader balance for a second. SSL from Waves. Engaging and disengaging the Waves SSL doesn't really add any like saturation or harmonic distortion. Maybe a subtle amount, but it's like really small. And it's there. If we started messing around with settings, yeah. Okay, normals. You can immediately hear that there is a curve, and we've done nothing to any of these plugins, but there's already some enhancement and saturation that's going on with the Brainworks SSL-E. I'm going to do it one more time in a shorter amount of time, so I'll start with nothing and then I'll slap this in. So it does add a little bit of something. Johnny Roberts, for anyone looking to try out the quality SSL strips and other vintage processor, IK Multimedia lets you try out any plugin in their T-Rex hub for 2 weeks. Yes, IK Multimedia does also make some really good stuff. I have been off of the IK Multimedia bandwagon for a little while, I'll admit. But they do make some good stuff. That T-Rex just like mastering thing is very smart. If you're looking to do stuff kind of quick, very good. Let's switch to, no, the G. Hang on. Okay. Let me just see this one then. Okay. Same thing. Now we're going to jump into the G channel. The E-Series channel strip curve is indeed juicy. I dig it. Okay. So now we're going to listen to the E channel strip, we just listened to the E, now we're going to listen to the G. Nothing. Everything's bypassed. This has a little bit of the sub sound to it, and a little knock to it as well in like the upper mids, especially on the kick, but it's in right now. You can hear that kick kind of coming forward a little bit more with the G's, which is very nice. Okay, now we're gonna go to the J's. Nothing first, and then we'll slap the J's in. Again, with the J, I'm hearing a little bit of knock added for that kick, and I'm really hearing lots of like real subs getting like just kind of fluffed, I guess you could say. G-Series curve is ideal for kick thump. I love it, yes. The J is like real subby on the kick. Listen to it again with nothing, and then I'll drop it in. Also, you guys have seen, I just put these on. These are stock settings. I haven't touched anything. We're getting some kick compression. Like even with the ratio here and where the threshold is, we're getting compression on our kick channel. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Why stop there? Why stop there? Let's listen to some Neve stuff. Sure, some Lindell. Listen to the top end on this. It opens up. It's really nice with nothing going on. The smack of the snare drum too. You just get a little bit of forward push on that snare drum. So these are really nice as well. These don't have different channels in them though. Oh no, it actually does. I think I just probably didn't set them at all. Hang on. Let's choose 1, 2. Oh, I didn't do this. 3 and 4. All right, we're gonna do it again because why not, right? Oh boo. All right. It opens up this top end, which is very, very nice. I like it a lot. So there you go, a live comparison of the different channels you can get from Plugin Alliance. We went through most of theirs. There's a ton other ones out there. I mean, we could really make like a whole thing. I don't have all of them set up right now. So when you're using SSL consoles, are you inserting anything else before or after them in terms of signal processing on the tracks? It depends on what I'm doing. So I think the best answer to say is yes, I am. Because I'm always doing like a little bit of bus processing. So it might be like a drum bus and like they're going into like a tape machine or something like that. So there is things going on. But especially like if we're just talking drums right now, I treat it as if I have them spread over a console like an SSL, E, G, J, Neve, it doesn't matter. So I treat them like I would have them on there. So each one of my sources would get this plugin, and then I might add it with an extra compressor. So like on the snare, let's just go ahead and go in with the snare real quick, which I'm looking at. Hang on, that's the filters, that's why. So compressor all the way wet, sidechain off, threshold, that's fine, there's some of that. A little bit of gain, recovery in. So I was like slamming it. I'm also doing way too much because I was listening after the because of the directions. Actually, nuke is not bad at all. Good night, Kyle. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Have you ever used sidechain EQ through those channel strips? Yeah, sometimes. The snare smack can be targeted to cut through tremendously, coupled with the natural airy characteristic it already has. It's insanity. Yes, you can absolutely do that. Or you could do stuff like creating your own de-esser, because you just emphasize the stuff going into the compressor and it listens to that more, and whenever there's like a really bad S, the compressor reacts and kind of smushes everything in just that area, which is very nice. Forget exactly what we were doing. I think I was just having fun, honestly. And I did it again. You know what? It's getting late, that's why. I think I'm just having fun now. I'm just having fun with you guys. But Kyle brings up a good point. It is late. And I think it's time that we all say goodnight to one another. I appreciate... I don't even know what any of that stuff was. Who cares? Because I should be talking to you guys. I appreciate you guys all coming to hang out with me. I hope you learned some stuff, because I know I did. Having fun with the different channel strips and listening to, like, with nothing on them, the curves of them was very nice. I'm gonna have to do some more studying and to learn them a bit, and when I can turn it a little louder because the kids are asleep. I have a jazz ensemble coming in later after their gig to record a song. Sick! Coffee time. Thank you for the fun, Tim. Mika, you go enjoy coffee time. It sounds like you're gonna have a really fun evening with your jazz ensemble. Kind of jealous. That seems like it could be a lot of fun. Also, the coffee sounds delicious. Pour me a cup, will you? No. Thanks for coming and hanging out, Mika. Thanks, everybody, for coming and hanging out. Appreciate you guys spending your Friday evenings with me, talking in the chat, learning some stuff, interacting with each other. I will see you next Friday at the same time, 10 p.m. Oh, Patrick's here with a couple things at the end. Thanks for comparing those consoles from George. You're very welcome. My hearing loss between 3 and 5K makes it a bit difficult to hear the nuances at times. It was educational until next time. Well, I'm saddened to hear that you have some difficulties between 3 and 5K. But I'm glad to hear that even just listening to them with nothing going on taught you something. And that's something you should do, is don't let it define you. Learn around it. And use your reference tracks, because they'll tell you what needs to happen in that area. All right. Everybody else is already saying goodnight. I'm going to say goodnight as well. And once again, thanks for coming hanging out. Have a lovely weekend.